Namaste children. In this video I am going with the next question, that is question number 13. So this question says how many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 7. So by seeing this question you feel that it is not related to this chapter, but this is the application of an arithmetic progression. So we can apply this chapter in our daily life by these questions. These are some examples where we can apply the concept of arithmetic progression. So let me go with the question. He is asking how many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 7. So let us recall what is the smallest 3-digit number and the largest 3-digit number, which you have already learned in lower classes. So what is the smallest 3-digit number? 100. So once you think whether 100 is divisible by 7 or not. No. So like that you go 101, 102, check till it divisible by 7. So I got the smallest 3-digit number which is divisible by 7 is 105. You can check it out. And similarly, what is the largest 3-digit number? The largest 3-digit number is 999. So after checking, 999 is not divisible by 7. So we cannot go after 999 because he is asking 3-digit. So less than 999 we have to check whether it is divisible or not by 7. So we check 998, 999, 996, so on. So we get 994 is divisible by 7. So clearly what is the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7? 105. So what is the last 3-digit number which is divisible by 7? 994. So clearly can I tell that this forms an AP? Yes. Why? Because the common difference is 7. So first number and the last number I got. So you can add 7 to this. 105 plus 7 is 112 plus 7 119. So this you can clearly see that it is a finite AP because we have first term and we have last term. So it forms an AP clearly. So in this let us take what is the first term? 105 A, and the common difference D is 7. In this finite AP, in infinite AP we cannot count how many numbers are there, but in finite AP we can say how many terms are there in this series. But we cannot sit and count, so we need one formula. So for that I am using nth term formula. So what is an here? 994. An is 994. We don't know what is this last term. N we don't know. That only we are going to find now. So let us take an as 994 because it is a last term. So expand it. A plus n minus 1 into d equal to 994. Substitute A as 195 and D as 7. So send 105 on RHS. After subtraction we get 889. So n minus 1 equals to 889 by 7 equals to 127. So after sending minus 1 we get 128. So we can conclude that there are 128 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 7. So do you think that this concept of questions are very easy? If instead of 7 if they ask 9, 10 or 11, so can you find this AP very easily? So I feel no. Why? Because this I have written directly, but you need some clue or a hint to find this. So let me discuss that clue, how I got 105 and 994 so easily. So this is one small trick I can explain you. So here I can see what is the smallest 3-digit number? 100. So when I divide by 7, everyone knows that 100 is not divisible by 7. Now once you tell I need to add for 100 or subtract something from 100 so that it is divisible by 7. Think once. If I subtract any number from 100, it becomes 2-digit number. So to get a smallest 3-digit number which is divisible by 7, I need to add. So this concept you might have learned in 8th standard. To add, I need negative remainder. So to get a negative remainder, I have to take the next number, that is a bigger number. So like 7 ones are 7, so I got 3 remainder 30. Instead of taking 7 4s are 28, you can observe here I took a bigger number, 7 5s are 35. That is, even though I have 30, I should take 7 4s are, but I took 7 5s are. 7 5s are 35, that is minus 35. So when you subtract minus 35 plus 30 is what? Minus 5. Now you tell children, I got a negative remainder. So what I have to add to minus 5 to make it 0. So if I add plus 5, the remainder becomes 0. The same plus 5 you need to add to the dividend, that is 100. So 100 plus 5 is 105. So you can check it out in the previous question. I showed 105 is the smallest 3-digit number divisible by 7. So this trick you can use to find the smallest 3-digit number. And what is the largest 3-digit number? 999. Now once you think whether I should add or subtract. If I add 1 also, it becomes 4-digit number. So I need to subtract. Subtract means I need positive remainder. Again I am repeating, if you want to add, what is the opposite of add? Minus. So we need negative remainder. If you want to subtract, the opposite of subtract is add. So we need positive remainder. So now divide this 999 by 7. 7 ones are 7, 2 is remainder, bring 9 this side, 29 we got, 7 4s are 28, again remainder is 1. So bring the third 9 down, that is 19. Now I am not going with 7 3s are 21. Why? Because I need positive remainder. So I am taking 7 2s are 14. So what is 7 2s are 14? 19 minus 14, how much you got? Plus 5. So you can observe here in this concept I took negative remainder and here I am taking positive remainder. Why? Once you think I am taking negative remainder because I need to add for 100. If I subtract, it becomes 2-digit. And here I am taking positive remainder because I need to subtract from 999. So plus 5. When I subtract minus 5, this becomes 0 remainder. So the same minus 5 you subtract from 999. 999 minus 5 equals to 994. So you can check in the last question what was the largest 3-digit number? 994, which is divisible by 7. So I hope everyone understood this trick. So instead of 7, if they ask any other number, so you just divide with that number with the same 100 and 999. So check this clue will work out or not for the next questions. The next question is question number 14. Question says, how many multiples of 4 lie between 10 and 250? So they are telling between 10 and 250, which is it should be divisible by 4. First think it, whether 10, we should not take 10 actually because they are between numbers. 10 and 250 we have to leave. So what is the next number after 10? 11. 11 is not divisible by 4. So clearly you can tell 12 is divisible by 4. 4 3s are 12. And 250 also is not divisible by 4. So come back, 249 is not divisible by 4. So 248 is divisible by 4. Here also you can use the same trick what I explained before. But this is very small number, so you can do directly. For 3-digit numbers you can use the hint. Now clearly what is the smallest number I got? 12, and the largest number is 248. So you can create an AP now. 12, 16, 20, etc. 248 is an AP. Now I need to find how many terms are these. This again it is a finite AP. So what is the first term? A, that is 12. Common difference, as you know, to get the next number we added 4. So the common difference will be 4. So D is 4. And what is the last term? AN is 248. So AN is 248. Expand AN, A plus N minus 1 into D. Substitute A and D, that is A is 12 and D is 4. So simplify, we get N minus 1 equals to 236 by 4, that is 59. So N equals to 59 plus 1, N equal to 60. Therefore, there are 60 multiples of 4 between 10 and 250. So we move for the next question. Question number 15. It says, for what value of n are the nth term of APs are equal? So he has given two APs. One is 63, 65, 67 is first AP. 3, 10, 7 are second AP. So in the first AP, what is first term? 63. Common difference is 65 minus 63, that is 2. So find an. It is an infinite series. Everyone know that he has not given the last term. So an is a plus n minus 1 into d. Substitute a and d. 63 plus n minus 1 into 2. Multiply this 2 with n minus 1, we get 2n minus 2. 63 minus 2 is 61 plus 2n. Take it as equation 1. It is a nth term of first AP. So in the second AP, so clearly you can see a is 3 and the common difference is 10 minus 3, that is 7. Again expand an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. So substitute a as 3, n minus 1 into d is 7. Multiply this n minus 1 into 7, we get 7n minus 7. 3 minus 7 is minus 4. So an we got minus 4 plus 7. So we got two equation. This is equation from first AP and this is equation from second AP. And he is telling in the question that they are equal. At what term they are equal? So I should find n. Because he asked at what term they are equal, so let us equate. Equating equation 1 and 2, because they both are equal. 61 plus 2n equal to minus 4 plus 7n. So bring 7n this side, we get 2n minus 7n equals to minus 4. Bring 61 on RHS, minus 61. So we got minus 5n equal to minus 65. So n is 13. So what we can conclude? The 13th term of both the APs are equal. You can check it out, children. Find A13 in the first term AP and A13 in the second AP. See that you get the answer same. So that is not required to check now. The conclusion is 13th term of both the APs are equal. The last question of this session, question number 16. Determine AP whose third term is 6 and seventh term exceeds the fifth term by 12. So what he has given? Third term is 16. So A3 equal to 16, that is a plus 2d equal to 16, and A7 is, according to question, once you check, seventh term exceeds, that is seventh term exceeds the fifth term by 12, means A5 plus 12. So A7 equal to A5 plus 12. Expand it. A7 can be written as A plus 6d equal to A5 can be written as A plus 4d. A gets cancelled. Bring 4d on left side. So we get 6d minus 4d equal to 12. 2d equals to 12. D equal to 6. Now substitute d equal to 6 in this equation 1. We have a plus 2d equal to 16. A plus 2, in place of d substitute 6. 6 2s are 12. Bring 12 on RHS. 16 minus 12 is 4. So we got a as 4 and d as 6. And what is the question? Is asking determine AP. So whenever he asks determine AP, at least 2-3 numbers we have to find, and this is an infinite AP. So we have to create an AP. So what is the first term here? 4. How will you get second term of AP? After adding common difference. What is the common difference? 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. How will you get next number? Again add 6. 10 plus 6, 16. 16 plus 6, that is 22. So on. So this is the required AP of this question. Thank you, children. I hope next section will be still more interesting. Thank you.